All right, what's up, good people? It's your boys, the Beards of War, back again with a wild hair episode. You got myself, Thick Nick Fury, FBR for President, Fat Broken Rambo. Behind the scenes, we got Scorched Earth and Hey Captain Jack. So again, here we are. It is season one, episode three of Welcome to Derry, from the It series. Another good show. Um, this is like one of those episodes that kind of builds some storyline, right? So there's not
Yeah.
a whole lot of jump scares or big, wild scenery, but it does tell a good story. I think we start out with General Shaw as a child, and he meets Rose, the Native American that runs the shop in Derry back in 1908. And we kind of go from there. We got, we have our scene with the kids trying to get proof, that the entity exists and all that good stuff. And you have Halloran teaming up with Hanlon and his co-pilot buddy, and they're trying to fulfill the mission of finding the entity. So it's the military knows about it. Seems like everybody knows except for the parents and the school teachers. I don't know. I don't know. It's always seems to be the way.
Right?
Um, but we're gonna go in depth with this. I'm gonna go to with the mad scientist FBR. Uh, what's up, bro? What you got?
What's up, man? So hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming out tonight. So I've watched this twice now. This episode was as Nick put it, it's story building, man. So we've passed the shock and awe of episode one and two and dropping all those big events that kind of get you hooked into a show. And now we're into story building for probably what's going to be the arc of this season. So as Nick pointed out, like we kick off in 1908. Shaw and a lady named Rose, who's a young lady in this scene. He's fresh from the carnival, went to the freak show, kind of got scared. Dad gave him a slingshot, blah, blah, blah. Car breaks down. Dad gives him some money. He goes off to the little water stand. The Native American folks are selling water, and he buys it from this little girl, trades his slingshot for some water because the radiator overheated. They form a friendship, and what's interesting is that we don't know who they are at first. We see them playing through the woods. Um, Rose attempts to stop Shaw from running into the wood line, and he kind of commits because they're kind of playing like a tag, hide and go seek kind of thing. And she stops. And the second time I watched this, I noticed it. So I did a deep dive on a video, somebody else, and I forget their name. I apologize. I think it was Marvelous Videos. Talked about like the boundaries of Pennywise and like how certain geographical locations in Derry might play effect, like the bridge, now the woods, because clearly what happens is Shaw goes in there and he gets attacked by this one-eyed, like frail,
Skeleton
decrepit,
Man. Yeah.
like skeleton man, yeah, that he saw a figure of in the freak show. Um, and obviously this is Pennywise tapping into his concern or his fears. And he's using that person as a monster to kind of invoke fear. Works pretty good until Rose shows up and shoots him right in the nugget. And what was interesting again on the second walkthrough is I saw when she hits him with the slingshot right in the head, I think she nails him in the temple, his blood floats up. So that was kind of interesting. Very similar to how Pennywise, when he was down the tunnels in the movies, when the Losers Club was, I forget what they shot him with, but like a portion of his forehead, I think it was the bolt from the gun, the
Right,
air
right.
compressor gun they slaughter
Mhm.
animals with. His fragmentations kind of floated upwards. So I 100% think this is Pennywise in just a different form. That's really no surprise to anyone. But yeah, so I mean, it was interesting because we don't know these characters, right? So it starts in 1908, and the timeline of this episode jumps all over the map, which is kind of interesting because they're covering a lot of territory in a very short amount of episodes. And man, like my notes are solid this week because they dropped a lot of story elements to this show.
Right. Yeah. And I will say this: we do know that Pennywise takes on multiple forms, as you will see in our thumbnail. Because we went with the goat,
That's right, man. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry's version of
Here, here.
Pennywise. So if you do see it when you look at the channel, that is this is still Welcome to Derry, but we did go with the throwback there. Shout out to Scorched Earth for doing that, handling that for us.
Thanks, brother.
Um, but yeah, so we go from Rose and Shaw kind of forming that friendship over time, and then you find out that Shaw has to leave because his dad's, I guess, in the military. Because they have to, because they're talking about leaving due to him being assigned somewhere else.
Yeah.
And as we know, once you leave Derry, you begin to forget
Yeah.
that you
What is
spent
it? They say
time there.
the further away you get, the less you remember, kind of thing.
Right, right. So when he
Yeah,
comes back into the shop, he kind of, it's almost forgot you, that kind of thing. So it just kind of shows that Shaw is fully aware of what's going on in Derry. And the fact that, these kids, so now we go with with the kids, we have Lily and Ronnie, we have Will and Rich. Rich is my guy. Look, I'm sorry, man.
I struggle to remember
Rich
his
is my
name so
guy,
hard.
bro. Like, can't nothing happen to Rich right now. Rich is like Daryl Level from Walking Dead. You can't touch Rich. He's an untouchable now, okay? Um,
Mm, mm.
they're in the school, and of course Ronnie sees that they've kind of written on a locker that her dad is going to fry for potentially killing the
Hatchet
children.
Hank. Yeah.
Yeah, and so and that little back and forth between Rich and Will at the locker is like, hey man, you can't just go to jail for nothing. This is America, and Will's like, are we talking about the same country? like like what? You can absolutely go to jail for nothing with no proof. But so we see the cop is also trying to kind of goat uh um uh
Hank.
right Hank into kind of saying, yeah, I did it. Trying to rope him into it. Saying, hey, we found these cigarettes. I'm like, hey, everybody smokes cigarettes, bro. Like, those aren't mine. So he's trying to say, like, oh, there's witness saw you here, this kind of stuff. So Hank
Yeah,
already
but
knows he's
that
up
was his
against it.
brand though. Remember, so what's interesting is that same video I watched earlier. That is Billy Masters' grandfather. So you remember the psychopath in the movies that like kills his dad with a blade and gets institutionalized, and Pennywise uses him
Right,
to
right.
basically that's his grandfather, the sheriff, right there.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but he
Gotcha.
baits him, offering him the cigarette, right? And he's like, "Oh, I always kind of took you as like a Pall Mall guy." And he's like, "No, I picked him up when I was across the ocean, signifying that he probably fought in a war." And then at the end, the sheriff holds up the pack of cigarettes that he actually claimed that that's what he smokes.
Right.
And so they're clearly gonna fucking frame the poor bastard, um, and send him down to Shawshank, which was interesting because now we're starting to see Stephen King's universe kind of have
Come
like
together.
touch points.
Right.
Um, I don't know if that was his intention, but man, it's some creative ass writing.
Oh yeah, a little multiverse action going on here, Stephen King style.
Yeah, why
Um,
not, right?
and so now the kids are out to get proof,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Hey, what better way to do that? Get a good old fashioned Polaroid, take some pictures in the cemetery. I'm all for it. And let's go at night, like why not? Like this is
100%.
best time to do it. And Richie with his Cuban background says, "Oh yeah, I have no, my was it my uncle or my cousin has some kind of
It's
ritual
Tia.
that this is how you can get these entities to come out or speak whatever." And he's full of it, right? Because he doesn't really believe it. Like him and Will are still kind of skeptical because they haven't experienced it yet, but they do. So
They
while they're
sure
in
the
there
hell
trying to get
do.
these
And they should have called the
oh
fucking Ghostbusters too, man.
right, and that's the thing about this, like it does not waste time showing itself. You're not. It's not like Chucky. Remember in Child's Play, like you had to wait until you experience it. Like no, they'll tell you right away. Like oh no, they are not bullshitting. The kids are all in. The kids are
Right?
oh yeah, there's ghosts floating
100%.
around in the
Yeah, because
cemetery.
I think it was you definitely saw Teddy and the little girl. It was like so all three kids from the theater massacre basically become entities. And then I
Until it's
think
late.
it's not, no, it's actually Richie's Thea, the guy, the relative he mentioned. That's who
Hmm.
he sees first, and then we see Teddy, and I forget the other kid's name, Philip maybe, and then the young lady who lost her arm to the theater fucking I don't know
Yeah,
two-headed
one winged baby.
baby thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, so everything, and they get a couple of photos off, right? So then they have to break into the school because that's what kids do in the 60s, to develop the film, and they've got a couple of snapshots and now we're gonna have to backpedal to talk about Holler and Hamlin's storyline, but like this is how the episode ended was that as they developed the film, they started getting some images and like, oh my God, they're gonna be able to save Hank. And the final image is the shot that Will snapped in the ruins that he got knocked into by the ghost entity or whatever it was. And it's the shot of, clearly the deadlights of Pennywise, and they're like, oh, it's a clown. It's very blurry. You can't really make it out very well, but clearly, like we all know, if we're watching the show at this point, we know exactly who the fuck that is.
right,
So I love once again, man. Like I said last week, I love the fact that they're teasing him. Like I don't need Pennywise in every scene, and honestly, the his presence in different forms, I think, works better than a larger presence of him as the
right.
clown.
Right, because
Um,
that's him. Yeah, he's in different, takes
yeah,
different forms. So we are seeing Pennywise, but we're just not seeing the one that we're accustomed to. That's become synonymous with the movie and the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And then honestly, I thought the coolest storyline was definitely going to be Dick Halloran and Major Hamlin.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, we get to so Dick's hanging out with the guys. They're in kind of like this Conic City. You guys,
Dick's
we
hanging
all
out with
saw.
the guys. You said it,
Yeah,
bro.
I did. You know what? There
Veteran
you go,
humor
man.
there. You know.
You're welcome. Not service connected. So yeah, they're in like this Connect City club kind of thing. We all saw them in Iraq and Afghanistan, like E4 mafias everywhere, man. And they're hanging out, and obviously the water dumps on them. The colonel comes and gets them. What was interesting was before this, there's a scene where the colonel is talking to James Remar, the General Shaw, and he's talking about, hey, we found the Cadillac from 1935, talking about the gangster shootout
Hmm.
and they're like, there's no signs of it. So it's interesting is that the government is absolutely aware of it as an entity and not necessarily what it can and cannot do. Shaw obviously has a personal connection to this thing. Rose has a personal connection to this thing that transcends to 1908. The Cadillac represents something from 1935 that we haven't really tipped our hand to yet. We just know it's like a mobster kind of shootout, kind of My Bloody Valentine kind of thing. And uh Shaw's like, no, this thing goes back 300 years. So I suspect when we get to the final season of the show, we're going to go back to that 300-year mark in around 1600. And I think it's going to be interesting, man, because so I'm curious, like, what the government wants. Like, the government always wants really spooky, weird shit. But, like, in this scenario, like, what do they hope to do? And yeah, so Dick gets called up and it's like, hey man, it's time to go. And they're going to use him as what they call him as the human compass. So Major
Hmm.
Hamlin and his co-pilot, the captain there, are going up in the air and they're going to let Holleran basically steer the Chinook and walk him on because at this point he's only been like finger pointing on a map and they're like, no, time's up. We're going to start pushing the objective a little bit more. So yeah,
Yeah. And then and during this time, like I guess Helen has an I guess you want to say an out of a vision, a hallucination, or whatever, where he goes into this like a sewer, right? And there's a door. He's
yep,
Pennywise, um, and Pennywise asks him like, "What are you doing here?" And it's like, "Oh wait, he's not supposed to see us, right?" So that right there took Holland to a different level of concern, right? He's like, he's not supposed to know we're here.
homie, don't play
So
that.
now it kind of uncovers, okay, what have we actually done where now he knows that we're here, that we're looking for him? Have we crossed the line? And during this time,
Yeah,
Holland been getting ready to walk off the back of a Chinook, right? So and Major Hamlin, of course, having no fear, he just goes grabs the guy, from jumping out the back of it. And it's kind of like he once he gets into those like trances, he can't be called out of it. Like they're screaming his name, dude's just like all into it, right? So it kind of they're kind of walking that line between, is this reality or is this something that we can pull them back from? And Hanlon at this point is, I think, scared. He's like, okay, like this is
I
not
think he
me just
is.
getting a sense, like this is me getting too close and him realizing that I'm getting too close, right? So
Yep.
whatever they're looking for and the fact that the military is funding it almost leads me to believe the military is somehow more involved. Like I just can't see them saying, "Oh man, there's a weird entity out there that lives off of fear." For the military to get involved, there has got to be some intelligence, and they're all in. It's not like this is just a couple of guys, doing it on their own. Like the military has dedicated resources to it. And we're going
Yeah.
back, if we go back as far as 1908, when Shaw was a little boy, obviously it had to go back a little bit before that because he probably, I would say, joined the military right before the second iteration, which would have been 1935, right? When
Yep.
the
That
the
was the next one.
Dillinger gangsters are caught. So it's kind of running through the timeline, and I guess we'll see like how the military really came involved, even though Shaw did obviously join the military, but I don't think it's because of him. I don't think he spearheaded. He might have, but he might have been the one to spearhead the whole faction that goes after this entity because he's personally vested in it. You know what I mean? And
So
being a general gives you
I
some
kind of
weight.
see him developing like his storyline as a junior officer where he's exposed to certain things and he's like, oh, and by the way, like this happened to me, and then all of a sudden he became the spearhead of the project. I could see that occurring.
Right.
Um, what's interesting is like So maybe I need to go back and watch The Shining. And I'm not sure if that does an honest comparison to what obviously the book probably is capable of sharing with me. But like, I don't understand what like Dick Halloran's capability is. As far I like, I know that he can like connect with people and get in their heads. I know that he can see things through like touching images or touching objects and stuff. Like obviously he's touching the slingshot
Hmm.
that Shaw gave him that Rose had returned to him when they were kids. And yeah, I'm kind of curious to see like, so man, he's got all these capabilities, and now he's really worried about Pennywise, and it's just gonna be kind of interesting to see where it goes because I could see them tiptoeing into other universes of Stephen King. Like I see the mist coming. Like that's honestly, it's in the trailer. There's a cemetery scene with the kids, and the mist arrives. So I
Hmm.
think we're a stone's throw away of the military kind of opening the door to the Mist project from that movie and Stephen King book. I'm
Be
all in, man.
interesting.
I'm interested to see where it goes. I thought the conversation when Halloran comes to Major Hamlin's house for dinner, they exchange pleasantries over dinner, blah blah blah. He's talking to him. He's like, "Hey, I thought your son was gonna be joining," and they step outside, have a beer and a cigarette, and he's like, "I never told you about my kid." So like the jig is kind of up, and this is where Dick Halloran's gonna be face to face with an immovable force, and that's Hamlin, and Hamlin's not bowing down. He's like, he wants to know what he's involved with, and he wants to know why he's able to detect his kid, and he knows that something weird is going on, obviously after the Chinook incident, and you know, Halloran kind of tips his hand a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see where that dynamic goes. If there's a hero sacrifice to the show, it's definitely going to be Hamlet at this point, I suspect.
Right.
Um, and I mean, honestly, I think every character in the show, minus Dick Halloran and I think Will, everyone's up for grabs on who's going to fucking die by the end. So who knows?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, all bets are off, but it just can't be Richie.
The government
Um.
angle is interesting to me for sure, though, because they're like we were talking about before we started the show. They wrote the series based on a couple lines of dialogue, from my understanding from the book. So they have free reign to do a very wide spectrum of shit. But what they have to still abide by is the end story of It Chapter 1 and 2. And that's kind of curious to me is like you don't see the government involved in anything there. So obviously there's gonna be a major cover up. I'm just kind of curious to see what that looks like because I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah. I mean, and like we were alluding to, it ties in so well with the
Hmm.
mist. Because if you think about the mist, right? Really, it's the mist, right? There are creatures in the mist, but who's to say they all see the same type of creature? Right?
Right?
If it makes sense, right? So it's basically a fear. It's their fear that's killing them, so to speak. So it could, and being the military is the one that came in and kind of got things under control, would lead me to believe that the military is in charge of it. So it absolutely could tie in. I mean, it's a great arc. And I think that would bode well and
Yeah.
easily done, right? So I mean, what year was the mist? I don't know what time is Jane, but that would be a great like little like
2000.
cameo, right?
I don't know actually.
Yeah, you see him go by like the whatever the store is, and like, oh, all these people died, and they see the car where they all shot
2007.
themselves. Yeah, so I mean, I don't have time to do the math. I don't know if it's 27.
Well, let's see. What is the timeline for It Chapter 2?
Well, the first one came out 2017. While we were talking about I mean, we can't really use the year it came out, so
No,
we'd
no,
have to
no,
use
not
the
the
year.
year, but like so in this universe, the story begins in 2016. So the current uh version of it, the one that this story backs up,
Hmm.
so that they shifted it from to 1989. So that would be the kids from the movies, and then 2016 would be the current timeline of when they defeated Pennywise. So in that timeline, I guess if we were to say that the Mist came out in 2007, Pennywise is still he's dormant, but like his evil is still present. So that might explain a lot, man. Like you could connect those two timelines and you wouldn't blur over each other. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, and did they ever really say where the mist was?
No, but they allude to it when they have the service members. They get a couple military guys, and they find out like they told like
The base or something?
a hole in the universe or a tear in the I don't know some kind of weird dimensional shit. That fits into the greater sci-fi aspects of it, where he comes, he's an entity that comes from a different I don't know fucking space or something. Maybe I should
Right.
just read the book instead of talking out of my ass.
Yeah,
But
I ain't got time
they're
for
out
all
of
that.
this world entities, right? In the mist and this, and the military was experimenting in the mist as well, and they caused the problem, similar to probably
Yeah.
what they're doing in this show. So that's why I'm saying I think you can mingle both storylines and make it work.
Oh yeah, I'd enjoy it. I don't
Yeah,
think anybody
I
would
think it'd be
be upset
cool.
about it. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like the
but like,
throwaways to Shawshank too.
oh yeah,
I
oh
think
yeah.
that's kind of cool too. I just can't remember. Was the Green Mile, did that take place in Shawshank Prison?
Oh, don't even get me to lying. Um,
Because that's another Stephen King book, right? So
yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, you're right.
who knows? Maybe Ben Richards will run by Pennywise in the new Running Man movie.
Yeah, right. Oh, and then we also, I mean, shout out, we got to see Madeline Stowe character briefly. She's
Is
the
that
what like
her?
the that's Madeline Stowe. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, really?
Yeah, yeah, yep. She
I
was
swear to God, I
the
said that
maid.
exact thing. I was like, man, it looks like Madeline Stowe. And I didn't
Yep.
bother to look her up on IMDb.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, fun fact. I didn't know that she was married to Brian Benben. Do you remember the show Dream On? Way back in like HBO. Brian Benben. I mean,
Maybe the
that's really the
name,
only
but
thing he's known for. Like, if you've never seen that show, you wouldn't know. But they were married for 40 something years, and he passed away last year, which is sad.
so
But um,
what I'm trying to wrap my head around is this show brought on Madeline Stowe for a small bit cameo. Like she's got to
well,
be
right
something.
now,
She's got to be bigger than that for
right,
this.
right now. But I'm sure
Yeah,
she'll have a bigger role. Yeah, absolutely,
that'd
absolutely.
be
Because
cool.
she's
Hell
that
yeah.
Jennifer, so she has a role there. So
Yeah, you know Lily's going back to that lobotomy, man. Like
man, she might have company. Like
that
she's
intro
probably
cartoon
going
does
back with
not lie.
company.
That poor girl's gonna get man, she's gonna get fucked up in this show, I bet.
hmm But Ronnie's like,
Unfortunately.
whatever, whatever, as long as it clears my daddy, whatever you got to do, sweetheart. If you got to go back to Jennifer, we're going. Like
Yeah.
Ronnie is about that business. She does not back down. That girl is all about getting her daddy's name
Hell
cleared,
yeah,
and she don't
man.
care what it takes. She'll do whatever it takes, and that's the kind of strong kid you want fighting for you. And she's doing everything she can to get her daddy out of prison. Boy, she's gonna do it. So
I'm rooting for him. I tell you what, man, I think this Losers Club is I think it's significantly better than the actual main movies.
we need
I,
one
I'm
more,
I'm
don't we?
invested more in these characters than I probably was in the kids in the film.
Yeah, and I'm thinking
I
because
think that
typically it's five, right? It's like five kids.
yes.
So is Maggie gonna be the last one, or is something more going on with
Oh,
Maggie?
are
Maggie
you talking
seems a
about
little
Marge?
Marge, yeah, Marge.
Marge, yeah.
Something's a little off
So
with Marge.
something is going to happen to her because if the in the season trailer it shows her and I believe she's got like a bludgeoned eye or something like that. So I
Hmm
think something significant is going to come of that character too. She's probably going to get ostracized by the fucking Patty Cakes, which is a terrible like gang name. Um, the
Right.
Mean Girls, yeah, she's going to get kicked to the curb pretty quick, and she's going to align with Lily in the crew, I suspect.
Okay. All right. Sounds
But yeah,
good,
man,
man.
it's a good
I like the
episode.
theories.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this week's episode.
Yeah,
So
and listen, if you guys have read the book, you have input, like if you've seen
yeah,
the
let
show,
us
you
know,
see
man.
something different, man. Like
Far
this
too
is why
lazy to
we
read
do
that
it.
book.
Right. I don't have the time. Like I'm telling you, man, like trying to sit down and read anything
Good luck.
is it's a drain. Like I don't know, man. I can't really explain it, but yeah. So let us know what you guys think, man. Like if you have a different aspect, you have a different point of view, we'd love to hear it because it's like
Yeah, man.
everything's on the table. Like we can't say who's right or wrong, but I hear some theories that are just fantastic. I'm like,
I
wow.
love a good wild theory, man. And speaking of wild theories, from season 4 has wrapped filming, early release 2026. Can't
Uh-oh.
fucking wait.
Uh-oh. Or
Can't
Fallout,
wait.
December what, 17th?
Oh, dude, that looks fucking good. I
Fallout
can't wait to
season
review that
2.
show.
And yes,
Yeah,
we're doing it.
yeah,
We're
we
doing
are. The
Fallout
trailer
season
dropped
2.
today. Go check it out. It's on YouTube
Yeah.
next to
Yeah,
us.
I think we're scrapping Last of Us. I don't even know what's going on with that show anymore, man. I don't even care. But I don't know what they're doing with it.
I, mm, I
Mm,
lost, dude. Honestly, man, like knowing the games, I just lost interest because I just think Joel's character carried the story, and I don't think Ellie does enough.
right.
I
Yeah,
just
it's not
don't. I'm
enough for her to
sorry,
carry it along. Yeah,
and I
I
just
agree.
don't think. I don't know, man.
I agree.
I know a lot of
It
fans like
lost
the
the rudder.
series, and I'm happy that they love the show. Maybe I'm just angry because I've never gotten a decent Resident Evil entity element ever,
Yeah,
and
true.
I'm hoping to God the new one's going to be okay.
We can hold
Mediocre.
on to
I'll
hope.
take mediocre, man. C's get
Yeah,
degrees.
yeah, yeah. Something. Give us something. All right, but we're excited for these shows. We are happy to bring the show to you and share with you guys. So again, let us
Fucking
know.
ball out, man. It's gonna be
Check out the
good.
notifications. Let us know what you guys think. And listen, I think this show is going down a great path so far. It's entertaining. There's a lot of good storyline. The acting is phenomenal. Like we love
Oh,
the kids.
absolutely.
Like we're vested. Like I'm not usually vested in kids, but these kids, I'm like,
Mm.
yeah, I like these kids, man.
If I was going to give any complaint, and I'm using this sparingly, the CGI could use a little bit of extra love, man. That the skeleton man, when he kind of grew and morphed, like you could have gotten what is it, a contortionist, and
Mm,
made that terrifying
yeah,
with practical effects. I don't think you had to go down the CGI route for that entity specifically. Other than that, like everything else looks great, but I just want to be real. So,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I don't know, man. You got any alibis?
shit, man, I think I said enough. Go check it out. Great show.
Yep, yep. All right, good people. Till next time, Thick Nick Fury out here.
Bad Broken Rambo out here. Be good to each other, guys.